drummers, hope you're well. Quick one about opening the hi-hat. I get this question all the time, different variations on the question, like when do I open the hi-hat in drum grooves? It's one of those questions that's really hard to answer for one main reason that there is no like one set place where you do it. There's loads of different reasons why you'd open the hi-hat, loads of different places in music where you do it for different types of effects, so it's really hard to say. It's a bit like when people message me and they say, can you tell me how to play the drums to any song? You sort of go, man, that's going to be a difficult question to answer. But people ask quite a lot, and I get where it comes from. Like, when do we open the hi-hat in drum grooves? Why should we? So I'm talking here about like single openings. Obviously, there are times when you want to like play a closed hi-hat. There are times when you want to sort of make a more of a trashy sound with the hi-hats where they open up. If you're playing something a bit heavier, a bit rockier, sometimes when you want them to be wide open. I'm talking here about, like I was doing in the intro there, some like quick open and closes of the hi-hat. Again, it's really hard to say because there's no set rules, but I'm going to give you 3 examples of like where, like broadly where I would potentially do an open hi-hat. The first way is probably the all-time classic, I guess, and this is a bit like, I'd say it's quite akin to a comma. You know, when you do your writing, you write a sentence, and you want like a little tiny bit of punctuation, like a little comma at one point. So it might be, I don't know if you're playing the verse of a song, for example, it might be at the end of a 4-bar phrase or the end of an 8-bar phrase. Again, there's no set rules, but it just acts as a tiny little moment of punctuation. And again, there's no set rules here, but like typically, or maybe even most often, it will be on the and of beat 4. So your 8th notes on the hi-hat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and on the and of beat 4, right? So something like this. And. So say that we're playing a little groove. So that's one really cool way to do it, I think, just like as a little comma, a little moment of variation, just to kind of acknowledge. It's almost like you would consider a drum fill, like moving around the kit, but that would be a bit much, just a very small moment of change. That's one way. Second way is on the and of beat 3. Now again, I can't repeat enough times really, there's no rules in music, you can do this any way you like, but I would say on average, you're maybe more likely to do this as a main feature of the groove. So this leads into the second snare drum hit in the bar. If you think of the snare drum hits, a backbeat as a 2 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and this second way of doing it, lifting the hi-hat up on the and of beat 3 and closing it on 4, would give that sort of open hi-hat lead in to the second snare drum hit, like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3. So that's the second way. First way was opening on the and of beat 4 every now and again. Second way here is opening on the and of beat 3. Potentially could do it more frequently. And here's the third suggestion, opening on beat 1. This is quite a fun one. This makes me think of tunes like Aerosmith, Walk This Way, and Taylor Swift's Shake It Off, right? So opening on beat 1. 1. So in that example on beat 1, what I like to do is open it up on the 1. We're talking in each case here, I probably should have been more clear about this. You're striking the hi-hat as you're lifting up with your foot. Those things happen at the same time. On beat 1, and then this time it's going to go all the way through to beat 2. So you can play it with a stick on the and, if you like, of beat 1, 1 and, but it'll still be open. We're closing the hi-hat here along with beat 2 on the notation below where you see the little cross on the bottom lined up with the snare drum. That means close the hi-hat there. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and got. That's the third way to repeat. Number 1, first suggestion on the and of beat 4 to break up a little musical phrase, a bit like a comma. Number 2, on the and of beat 3, perhaps as the main feature of the groove, just sort of leading into that second snare drum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then the third suggestion on the first beat of the bar can be really fun. I'll play through a few of those just now. See if you can spot which one I'm doing. And thanks for watching. So I hope that gets you started with opening the hi-hat. To repeat what I said at the start, there's no set rule. It's a really difficult question to answer. Those general questions that come in. How do I play the drums to any song? When do I open the hi-hat? Like, how do I play a drum groove that fits everything? Like, these are difficult questions to answer, quite honestly. There's 3 suggestions for you with opening the hi-hat. As ever on this channel, on the channel members page right now, I'll put a notation and a practice along version for each of those 3 opening the hi-hat in a straight 8s feel suggestions for you. So you can stick those on, play along with them, take it slow at first, pick the tempo up and practice along with it if that helps. Like I say, on the channel members page now. And thanks for everyone who's ever asked that question. I hope that gets you started. Cheers.